Okay, Dave. You just film that.
Okay, let's start with filling. So of course Tim Hortons coffee in the shop, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Recording?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. So basically, let's start with filling. Obviously, vent valve, most important thing. This vent valve is a tiny little valve. If you open that, it'll bleed all the air out of the tank. Never open anything else unless that valve is wide open and you don't hear any air pressure.
Right.
Okay, when that's open and there's nothing coming out, you can open this cam lock to fill with a bucket, or you can hook up a water hose to here and fill. This valve has to be open during fill. As soon as the water starts pissing out of the vent valve, you know you're full. You just shut everything off and go from there. Air pressure, you're running off a dive bottle. The nitrogen regulator is a high pressure regulator. It should be set at about 250, 300 pounds on the left-hand gauge. Okay, so everything is set right now, so if you don't change anything, it's perfect. Okay, to set it, right, when you go right, it increases the pressure. You go left, it backs off the pressure. It won't back off unless you bleed off the pressure you already have there. So it's a bit of a Magilla, but if you keep everything the same, it'll be fine. This regulator controls the air pressure for the control valve on this ball valve. So it should be set at 120 pounds, which is right about there on this gauge. When I open up the master feed valve, this will come up to 120 pounds. Again, if you don't change it, it's fine. It has to be above 100 pounds to fire this valve. Okay? That tees off and also drives this valve, which is your bimba. This valve is closed when this piston is out and that arm's down. Okay? Once you're full of water, you close your vent valve, then bring your pressure up. We'll do that now. Let's open the dive bottle there, Bill.
Copy. Opening dive bottle.
Okay, you can see on the gauge, we've got on the right-hand gauge about 2,000 pounds in the dive bottle. On the left-hand gauge, you're seeing about 250 pounds. Okay, now we'll open up the master valve, right? So as we open that, you'll hear hissing, go slow. And this, now you can see on these gauges, that's a little over 120, right? And that controls all the bits and pieces. It has its own battery unit. These two terminals here, you push in, you can pull a wire out to put it in. If you're not happy with the length, you can extend your wires as long as you want. It's just a contact. If you close the circuit, it'll fire.
So we could throw it on like a power bar or something like that.
No power.
No power.
Just short it. I've given you two
Like
buttons.
you can have two pieces of wire, just short them together once they're plugged
Okay,
into
so
the...
if you need to extend it, you can extend these wires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's buttons that we've given you, that kind of thing, which you'll see in a second. Okay, so you're full of water, your pressure's up, you're sitting at about 250 pounds on your feed. This snout is two options. This is your column of water, and if you remove this by hand, this will give you a little bit of a fan out if you want a wider spread, right? So it'll be about that wide all the way up instead of a column. So we'll start it with the columns. Let's charge the other one. And once it's like this, it's a simple push of the button. So again, make sure your master valve is open. Right? That valve's closed, charging. You hear it stop hissing, you're full. These tanks will hold their pressure after you take the bottles off. So you still got quite a few shots.
You want to come back here? I don't want to get you wet.
So
Bastard did it to
we'll
me.
fire both at the same time. This is with column, right? And you can go quite a while. So you sit there and hold it. Now that we've done that, let's take the snouts off, and you'll see the different fan. Okay, this is fanned out.
Oh,
Low on pressure.
that one's out of air. We only had 500 pounds in that
We did
tank.
a lot of testing with that one.
That's the one I like. Yeah.
So you can go for quite a while. Still comes down for a while, eh?
That's about 10 or 12 gallons there.
Oh, at least,
Yeah.
yeah. Holy cow.
So the DJ could actually play with these.
He could, yeah. Yeah. But there's no way to know when he's close to being empty. That's the only issue with them, right? I mean, he might hit it and go,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
This one
But
has the most air pressure available right now because we've basically emptied that
yeah,
out of the
just
bottle.
play.
All right.
Have some fun. I'm giving you a fairly long lead. That backlit would look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're out.
And you're out of one.
So we've gone past the tank and it's playing around.
Yeah.
So you've got, quite a while. So now let's go through the recharge.